Hi, I'm Mike Killalea with IADC and drillingcontractor.org. Thanks for tuning into this video. As you may know, the IADC Technical Publications Committee is working on developing what we call the IADC Drilling Series, which will be a compendium of books on technical subjects involving drilling, well operations, and the likes of which have not been seen in this industry. So these are really high quality books and people that we're talking about. I'm pleased to have with us today the author of the first book that IADC will be publishing under the auspices of the Tech Publications Committee, and that book is Well Cementing Operations, written by Ron Sweatman and peer-reviewed and with contributions from some of the leading drilling engineers in the world. I wanted to give you a little background on Ron. Ron has 45 years of engineering and operations experience in well construction and production technologies. Currently, Ron is Principal Advisor, Petroleum Engineering, Reservoir Development Services for Baker Hughes, Inc. In this position, he provides solutions for reservoir development, challenges for oil and gas production, enhanced oil recovery, gas storage, and geothermal energy. It's quite a bit of things. Ron is an engineering graduate from B.J. Hughes's Internal Well Servicing Engineering School with majors in stimulation, cementing, and sand control. He also majored in chemistry at Louisiana State University and petroleum engineering at the University of Southern Louisiana. Ron has completed more than 50 continuing education courses and has served on more than 20 industry committees, including the 2010 API IADC Joint Industry Task Force for Well Control Incidents. He has more than 100 technical publications to his credit and has received 9 industry awards. Along with that, Ron has invented 44 patented technologies across a wide range of areas, including well cementing, of cement additives, well integrity, including pressure barrier testing and repair and remote detection of issues, reservoir flow monitoring and control for reservoir fluid containment, and EOR sweep efficiency. Also, hydraulic fracturing for stimulation for shale and other tight formations, downhole fluid density modeling to predict initiation of kicks and flow after cementing. So as you can see, Ron is a very busy gentleman. I've just barely scratched the surface of his inventions and patents, and we're lucky that he had the time to spare to sit with us today. So Ron, welcome to IADC, and thanks a lot for taking part in this video. We are all very excited about publishing the book. And what prompted you to put this book together?
Well, through my career, I found that there was a lack of books or any type of good guidelines that are publicly accessible. Years and years ago, probably about 35 to 40 years ago, there was a series of small guidebooks, but nothing as comprehensive as what we're trying to do today. And so that's the main reason. There's other reasons, you know, where we want to have potential applicants into the oil industry understand what well cementing is all about, because we would like them to choose that as opposed to some of the other disciplines in the oil field, because we have a need for those types of people to help us with well cementing.
It's an irreplaceable technology in our business. So Ron, what would you say that your book adds to the industry knowledge base?
Well, what it does, it summarizes a lot of the basic practices that you would want to know about when you go out on the rig and perform these operations. In addition, it gives you a pretty good understanding of how these things are designed and planned in the first place. It's not a really high-level PhD type of textbook, but it does give you a lot of good university-level understanding of the science and the engineering practices behind the well cementing.
I bet it's good for people at the rig and in operational offices as well as at universities.
That is correct. We wrote it that way to have sections of the book applicable for each level, whether they're just looking at the technology to understand it, or whether they have practiced that technology for many years.
So you're covering some advanced topics as well, Ron?
That's correct. Some of the advanced topics are things that we are really proud of today as an industry, and that would be the shale fracturing and horizontal well technology. So we're trying to have the book tell the reader how the zone isolation is accomplished with cementing between these different frac jobs in the horizontal wells.
Okay. So what are some of the major challenges in cementing today, Ron?
Well, some of those challenges have been with us from my start of my career, and that the top of the list is the placement of the cement in the well in the right places, where you have normally drilling fluids, and in some cases you have drilling fluids that have been turned into a filter cake, or what some people call a mud cake, that is more than acceptable. And in other words, it's not in the right place for the cement to adhere to the pipe and the rock. So you have to remove this mud cake, which is called also filter cake, and you have to also get rid of what we call gelled drilling fluids that have just been static for hours while you're waiting to run pipe and cement. And you have to displace that out of the way so the cement can get into that section of the well in order to set hard and isolate the pressures.
Okay. And there's some other issues in cementing these days as well?
Yes, you know, we hardly ever have a sustained, perfect operation. There's always a small chance, a risk for something to go wrong. And in order to make sure that we do have a good cement placement and a good zone isolation by the cement, there are techniques and practices that we recommend to evaluate whether you've done that or not. And we have quite a bit of content on a variety of practices and technology to accomplish that.
Well, Ron, thanks so much for coming over and visiting with us today, taking part of this video. We're very excited about Ron's book. We expect to have that published in March. It'll be the first that IDC's published in the IDC drilling series, so stay tuned and we'll tell you more about it as events develop. In the meantime, thanks for tuning into this video. Stay safe, keep drilling to the right. Bye-bye, see you next time.